I'm going to say this. And I'm going to hold y'all hand when I say it. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to slap your hand when I say it. Y'all cannot believe everything you've been taught. Come on now. It is 2025. It's 2025. Y'all should know that everything that you've been told isn't going to always be true. They didn't discover America, right? People were already here, right? We all know this, right? This is something that we know, right? Black people were already here. We're indigenous. The Native American word is a newer term, but before they were called Indians, and then colored, mulatto, Negro, now black, African American. Native American is another tribe of people, but they're distinctively separating purposely Native American looking people from black people who are the true indigenous people of this landmass. Like, this is stuff that we should know by now, right? This is something that we should know, okay? This is not something you're gonna read in your AP World History book. This is not something you're gonna read in elementary school. This is not something that you can just Google. This is not information that is readily available to the public, to the masses. This is information that has been suppressed, buried, stuff you gotta go digging and searching for. This is stuff that they had under the Vatican. This is stuff that people get killed for speaking about. Y'all cool? And now y'all in my comments, not everybody, most of y'all rocking with me, y'all putting y'all knowledge, and I love that. I love to love. But it's so many people in my comments on my last video that I made talking about the ancient structures of Chicago, trying to scream and yell at me about why they're not ancient, because they were founded in 1838 and they were founded in 1871. You mean when they had horses and buggies, they built that ancient lime structure? Ancient, what do you call it? Ancient limestone structure? That's when they built that? What? When you mean to tell me when DuSable first came here in the 1700s, it was nothing but swamp, and then 100 years later, it was just this big crazy city, when in the early 1800s, they was pulling wagons, and then 40 years later, they had the Chicago World's Fair? That makes sense to y'all? Do that genuinely make sense to y'all? I got this one dude arguing with me, talking about the Field Museum and the Museum of Science and Industry was built for the World's Fair. You believe that? You believe that? Look at that building. Look at that building. They couldn't just build that in a few years. Like, critically think before you just listen to what's being told to you. And even if you don't believe shit I'm saying, go look for yourself. Do deeper research. Do y'all not know how to do a proper bibliography? You couldn't just do a research paper and go to Google. No, you couldn't. You have to use what they call scholarly articles and research. Archives. And then I touched on the word founded. And that went over y'all heads. Y'all talking about some founded doesn't mean it was found. Duh, goofy. That's what the definition of the English language is saying, that it means established, right? Why do you think they use the word found? Do y'all not know that language is spells? It's spell work? I had somebody laughing at me talking about some spells. What? You know what? I'm done preaching to y'all. If you think that what I'm saying is a laughable matter, you're lost. And you're going to continue to live the lifestyle of the masses. Because the elites, they know this. My video probably going to get taken down. The Freemasons, they know this. The people who run the world, that's a religion and a culture. I'm not finna say their name because they not finna kill me. They know this. You the one that don't know this. And they monetize and capitalize off your ignorance. And then when people like me speak, oh, y'all crazy. What you mean it's ancient? It was only built 150 years ago. It was? Said who? You mean the same people that told you was a slave and came over on a ship from Africa? Them people? You mean the same people that told you they discovered America when it was already a landmass full of people? What? Them people? Y'all have to wake up. I'm tired of, you know what? Off my phone. You mean the same people that keep renaming us every generation so that we forget who we are? And then when we tell y'all we the indigenous people, y'all laugh because you think you're African? Not realizing by you identifying as an African American and putting your heritage with another landmass that it literally legally removes you from any type of right to this land? Come on now. This was all by design. Nothing that you know today about history is really what it is. Everything has been fabricated, suppressed. Everything is a lie. Just everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. When they told you that building was built in the 1800s, they're lying. When they told you that you came here on a slave ship from Africa, they're lying. When they told you that you could take a DNA test to find your lineage, they're lying. It literally says, when you look at it, in the instructions or whatever, it literally says it's for entertainment purposes. Y'all know they can't literally track your lineage through DNA, right? They can't do that. Because the lines that the borders of the countries didn't even exist hundreds of years ago. So how they telling you come from a country that didn't exist 200-300 years ago? How they telling you that? Do that make sense to you? And even if that does match similar to the DNA of the people there today, okay, technically, don't we all come from the continent of Africa? So they say. Once again, you don't know what's true.